Hello everyone, this is just an off-the-cuff video that I just felt like making. As you probably guessed from my other videos, I'm into DIY. I really like to do things myself, mainly because I find it so difficult these days to find people that you can trust and who are competent. I mean, they're out there, but it's hard to find. And so when at all possible, I like to try to do things myself. Now, there's certain things that you can't do yourself. You just shouldn't try. Things to do with like electrical, maybe. Certainly, I guess grand pianos kind of falls in that category as well. You probably shouldn't unless you really know what you're doing. However, I am going to give it a shot. And here's why. I have had several technicians where I've asked, like, why is it that the keys don't feel even? And I've never really been able to get a straight answer. I've asked, why is it that the touch weights, even keys that are kind of right beside each other, like why do they not feel consistent? And the answer that I've always gotten is that it was set up at the factory that way and it's supposed to be that way. And you can't really change it unless you change the lead weights. But that never really made sense to me. And I've talked to 3 different technicians already, and they all said the same thing. It just doesn't make sense. And then when a technician would measure the down weights of certain keys, they would be off by like 4 or 5 grams, like keys that are just right adjacent to each other. And then the technician would say, well, thing is that humans can't feel that anyway. And that was just never a satisfying answer to me because I can feel it. I mean, that's why I'm asking you, because I can feel it. And so I thought, okay, maybe this is going to be one of those things that I just going to have to figure out for myself and maybe attempt a DIY. So, first of all, you can see this is my grand piano. This is a C5. And there's some keys that have tape on it, and that's not because they're uneven. It's because I think that these are the keys that have some voicing issues. So I'm not gonna needle the hammers myself. I think that I can easily ruin the tone if I do that. So I will get an actual technician to do that to try to even out the tone. But when it comes to the actual down weights and touch weights of the keys, I'm gonna give it a shot. So the theory is that the key down weights are set up from the factory, and let's assume that they were consistent from the factory originally. However, over time, they deviate from each other. And while the lead weights haven't changed, the down weights have changed. And so the only reason why I can think of that would be the case is that there's friction. And so over time, like felt and wood, it'll swell and it'll change. And that is actually what's accounting for the difference in touch weight. So what I'm going to do, I don't have the tools yet. I'm just kind of making this video just to tell you what my intentions are, is I'm going to get a tool where it can actually measure all the down weights quite accurately. I'm going to put them all on a spreadsheet, and then we're going to see just how far they deviate. And I know that the keys down here, they're supposed to be heavier, and these ones are supposed to be lighter, and then these ones are the lightest. So I'll take a look at what the measurements actually are, and then I'll figure out what the ideal weight of each key is supposed to be. And then the keys that are a little heavier, I'll selectively lubricate them. And I know there's probably 5 different felt joints in each key. And then also there's the guide rail for the damper. So that might be contributing to some of the touch weight issues as well. So all I'm going to do is that I'm going to selectively lubricate them. So the ones that are a lot heavier than they should be, I'll lubricate more of the joints. The ones that are maybe just a little bit heavier, then I'll lubricate less of the joints. And then I'll re-measure everything, and then we'll see where we're at. We'll see if that actually helps. Since I'm only lubricating using ProTech, which is the proper lubricant for piano actions, it shouldn't do any damage. So even if I'm totally wrong about this, I won't have done any damage, and it'll all be reversible. At the same time, I know that the keys, they all have pins, so I might use some kind of a metal polish like Wenol or Autosol to polish the pins and then lubricate those pins as well. So those are some of the things that I can do to try to even out the touch weights. Yeah, so when I get the tools, I'll make another video and we'll see how it goes. Talk to you later. Bye.